Welcome to NCERT Math Channel. Today we are going to see Olympiad problems. Which of the following statement is true? Statement number A. The product of two negative integers is negative. B. The sum of a negative integer and a positive integer is always positive. C. The product of two positive and two negative integers is positive. D. The product of any number of negative integer is negative. Let me explain each and every option. The product of two negative integer is negative. This is option A. So what is meant by it? When multiplying two negative numbers, so the negative cancel out, so I'm making it as product positive. Okay, let us say an example, minus 3 into minus 2. So 3 into 2, it is 6. Multiplying minus into minus, it will become positive. Okay, so the answer will be 6. The product of two negative integer is negative. This statement is incorrect. So shall we move on to the second statement? The sum of negative integer and a positive integer is always positive. The sum depends on values. If the negative number has a greater absolute value than the positive number, the result will be negative, which means, for example, minus 8 plus 5, it will be minus 3. If the negative sign has greater value, then the result will be in the negative. So the statement is absolutely incorrect. The statement is the product of two positive and the two negative integer is positive. So let me explain this. When multiplying two positive numbers, the result is positive. When multiplying two negative numbers, the result will be positive because the minus will be cancelled out. Integer is positive. The statement is absolutely correct. So then the fourth statement is the product of any number of negative integer is negative. Let us see the explanation. Okay. So the sign of the result depends on how many negative numbers are being multiplied, which means the product of any number of negative integers. That means if we multiply two negative integer, the result will be in the positive form, right? If we multiply three negative integers, the result will be absolutely in the negative form because minus into minus plus. Again the plus into minus, it will become minus. That means the negative result will be produced. So the sign depends in the resultant. Okay, if you multiply an odd number of negative numbers, the result is negative. So shall we see the examples? Example number 1 is minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4. So minus 2 into minus 3, it will be 6. Then 6 into minus 4, it will be 24, and the sign will be plus into minus, it is minus. So odd number of negative, which means it will be giving negative result. So example 2, let us see minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4 into minus 1. So let us see the problem. Minus 2 into minus 3, it is 6, minus into minus, it is plus. So 6, right? Then 6 into minus 4, it will be 6 4s are 24, sign will be minus 24. Again minus 24 into minus 1, it will be 24. Since minus into minus is plus, so the result is positive. So always the negative sign or the positive sign of the result depends upon the number of negative numbers. So odd number of negatives will give negative result. The even number of negative will give positive result. So keep that in mind before deciding the statement whether it is true or false. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe NCERT Math for more math related videos which will be useful for both academic and competitive exams.